Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Clumsy Trucking on a Saturday this time. Well, Friday for some. How is everybody doing? Thank you for joining me on this odd day. Goodness, it feels weird streaming on this Saturday morning. Who do we have? I see Scotsman for the first time in a long time. Really first. How are you? Hey, Alex. Alright, man. Thanks for the tip on the update for Grimes Real Companies. Just in time. Hey, Blah. Or should I say Rohan? How's the farm? Hey, Abrai. Welcome back. Glad you made it, Tom. Hey, Vasilis. Hello from Greece. Did anyone say Mac? Did anyone say clickbait? No, but we are driving a Mac. Maybe just not the Mac that you guys are hoping to see. So, hey Lester, welcome to the stream. Hey Milan, thanks for joining. And El, glad you made it. I knew it. He's driving an Iveco. Indeed, having a good Friday. Nice. Doing fine, great to hear. In Singapore, we have extended our lockdown, our circuit breaker period, as they call it, until 1st of June. So we'll be staying in the house for a longer period of time. Yikes. And they started closing down the non-essential shops, like ice cream shops, milk tea shops, and everything. Hey Kelly. Long time no see, how have you been? So we are driving a Mac today, just not the Mac we are waiting for. That's going to be next week. But we are driving the Mack R. So let me load up the game and checking out a couple of new things as well. Thanks to the community for the suggestions, mainly Alex. Lots of exploring being done in ATS. So we have for today the Mack R. You also see a Western Star here. We have that as well. If you're a fan of Western Star, you might like the video later coming in the channel. It's a silent trucking video for this truck. I will share some more of my thoughts there. But for today, we will be driving with the Harvin's Mack R. A very classic, very optimized, very nice looking truck. Turn off the music. There you go. Hey Sonoma, happy Friday/Saturday, depending where you are from. In South Africa, they extended the lockdown, but they relaxed a few restrictions. Oh, that's good. For us, it's the opposite. They extended and made it more restrictive. We cannot go out together anymore. And speaking of that, actually, please everyone say hi to our special guest. Mrs. Clumsy is right behind me. There you go. Mrs. Clumsy's hand, that is. She's playing Animal Crossing. We're getting far on our island. There you go. That's the truck. That's the Mac we're driving with. So this is in preparation for the Mac that we're getting next week, I think it was. Does anyone remember which exact date? Is it the 28th? Hi, Mrs. Clumsy. There you go. Hey Ed, glad to have you here, man. Welcome. 28th, hey Freightliner. So until then, we drive with the Mac we have. There is also the Mac from Harvin/Frank Peru, the Mac Anthem. Is it going to be the exact same truck, Mac Anthem, that's going to be released next week by SCS? That will be great. Mrs. Clumsy's hand. Yes, that's closer. Alright, so this is going to be our truck for today. We can switch to the Western Star later, but we'll start off with this one. And we have the new food tanker from SCS as of 1.37. I wanted to check with everyone though, because we have a couple of engine options in here. We have Robinicus's Detroit diesel, We have the infamous, I guess it's the 2-stroke Detroit diesel for the Mack R. I just can't remember which one it is exactly, but it's going to be super loud. And we will hardly hear each other. But we can go with that. And we have the other options as well. So any preferences. We can go with either Rubinicus's engine pack. He has a combined engine pack mod now. Or the sounds that are coming from the Mack R specifically. I think those are Krish bumps and edited, mixed by Harvin. Love the paint job. Yeah. Detroit 671. I always keep forgetting. 671 because I chose the 8V92. 671. That one, is it? It's actually not that powerful, huh? I mean, in terms of horsepower, it's only 262. But my goodness, the sounds, it feels like 2062. Alright, let's go with that to start the stream off with a bang. 6V71. We'll be choosing an Eaton Fuller transmission just so I'm used to the shifter layout. And everything else can remain the same. Some businesses open but most are still shuttered. You have to wear a mask in public. Same here, yeah. Thank goodness we still have the groceries, and the restaurants are mostly open. They deliver and you can do takeaways and stuff. Alright, let's hear this. That sounds pretty ominous. Oh yeah, I remember this now. I remember these sounds now, my goodness. I have used them, Vasilis. Yes, indeed. They're very nice. I have a video on that on the YouTube channel. But in terms of my favorite so far is ZMod. Check engines, Cat 3406 sounds. Actually, this is not too bad, given that now we have the ability to close our windows. It's not that loud anymore like this one. Really go deaf there. Now we can close the windows, so it's a bit more bearable. Maybe still not. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kelly. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, get some rest. It's a blender indeed. Hey, Simple Sim. How are you? Glad you could join today on this odd day of streaming. Alright, let's test out this engine. We can switch out later. And we are in a new area in the map. This is actually part of the updated PaZzMod. It crosses over to Mexico now. If you've seen the silent trucking video yesterday, I showed a bit of the crossing. Thanks a lot to Alex for this recommendation. I didn't know that PaZzMod updated. Before PaZzMod, I think, improved the Southern California regions. Now it extended all the way down to Mexico. So even if I don't have Mexico Extremo or Viva Mexico enabled, I still have a bit of Mexico in here. So this is where we'll be coming from. We'll make our way north so we can get to the Sierra Nevada areas, and maybe, I don't know, we'll see where we get, but I'd like to make our way north. Okay, so with that, let's go and look for a job. Holtville and Glamis are new as well. These guys, yeah. Holtville and Glamis, so maybe we can pass through there. Thank you. And now with this additional trailer from SCS, this food tanker. Before they only had milk as cargo, but now we can also take in fruit juice, and those are the only two ones I see actually. Yeah, I thought there would be more. Okay, but we can work with that. So we can go and get a farther route. Maybe go to San Francisco to start with. That can be a good warm-up, or maybe a short one, because it might be too loud for our taste. So let's take a short route for now. I don't think we can withstand the sounds of this engine. 6V71 Detroit diesel, 2-stroke Detroit diesel. So let's make a small one for now, a small route. But man, I love this truck. Very super optimized. Yeah, starting to scream right there. What's up, Tom? Hope we can help you relax somehow. Take it easy. That tanker should hold tequila. I was looking for that cargo. Couldn't find it. I think they're purposely trying to put it away from me. Short trip, good idea with this engine. Definitely don't sound as good as it looks. Yikes. Are you still in the hospital, Kelly, or have you gotten out? Hope you're doing better. Yeah, he just updated Vasilis. I just updated it a few minutes before the stream. There you see the Home Depot logo. I'm actually not sure what's new with the new version. I think he just fixed the... Woo, that's screaming. I think he just fixed the textures because there were some missing textures before. Let's hear the jailbreak. Oh, the jailbreak is not that bad. It's the actual engine that sounds worse. Well, maybe sounds really good depending on how you look at it. If you can still hear me, that is. Ordered food and the guy was late. Yikes. Yeah, that's tricky. Goodness. Maybe it's in your house still somewhere. Nice quiet truck. I think quiet would be the last description on my mind. PaZzMod does look amazing. It has some very nice features. Lots of stoplights though. So prepared to do a lot of starts from zero. Hey Jay, sorry missed you. Or was that your first message? How have you been? Glad you made it. What? Did someone say something? Exactly. Yeah, I saw it, Train Boy. I couldn't relate. I'm not familiar with the place, but maybe you can tell me something about it here. Looks good. What I am particularly interested in when it comes to the train department is what Jay shared. The upcoming update for... Oh, what's that name of the game? That nice train game. That's nice train sim. Derailed or something. Goldfish memory kicking in. That's great, Tom. Yeah. Hopefully we can help you relax and unwind a little. Take a little bit of the stress away. Gold edition of ATS. Yeah, it's always tricky, those sites which sell the keys. I don't do that anymore, even if they're cheaper, because it's a very gray area. You never know if what you're buying is stolen or was acquired by unethical means. Loving the look of this town. Very homey. They don't stop. I'll try. Try to be careful. I see Kelly. Stay safe. Take care. Hoping for the best, and yeah, hope you get better soon. Caseta Proxima. No idea what that means. Been lurking. Nice. No worries. Hope everything's good on your end, Jay. How's the lockdown over there? If you can type. Take on the Greyhound. Maybe better not to. Ooh, fancy. New content for Train Sim 2020 and Train Sim World. Awesome. I should actually be turning left here. I'm going to miss my turn. Sorry about that. Maybe let's block the road here. That 671 doesn't sound right, not screamy enough. So should we lower our windows and make it as screamy as possible? Let's just try, okay? This turn, let's take it with open windows. And then after that, let's see if we can still hear each other. The AI only stops at crossings with red lights. Oh yeah, SCS AI. I cannot handle that. It's too much. It's okay for now. Great to hear that it's bearable there. We'll get through this. Until when is your lockdown? In the Philippines, they also extended the lockdown to mid-May, I think. But here in Singapore, it's until June 1st. Yeah, we missed you too, Kelly. Glad you made it. It's a bit late there, isn't it? Mild headache. And the sound of this truck is not helping. Sorry about that, wise man. Yeah, no problem. Get some rest. Happy weekend. Catch you next time. Why is the stream so quiet? Perfect. We will win this battle. That's the way to think about it. Yeah. Positive thinking, but not positive for the virus, maybe. Yes. Think positive. So in the video later, that's going to be bad. In the video later, it's going to be a Western Star. I think it's a 4900 FA. Not sure if FA means front axle. I'm not really familiar with their models. I think it's the first Western Star I drove. It's nice, but it's a bit heavy in the frames. So if you don't have a powerful PC, you will probably encounter a lot of frame drops. I think it's even worse than Frank Peru's models in terms of number of triangles. I think I hit like 10 million triangles at some point, when normally you should only get around 2 million, maybe 3 inside the cab. But if your system can handle it, it's a great truck, especially for Western Star fans. We can check it out later if we want a little bit of a mix. I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Then just park this properly, and I won't open the window anymore because we'll go deaf. Oh, these stacks remind me of the That's the way to do it. Nice. So what is your favorite engine when you're driving this truck? Maybe we switch to that after this. It's until May 3rd. Ah, nice. Yeah, that's pretty close now. Hang in there. I saw a video in Facebook. I think it's in India. I'm just not sure which part. But they were trying to catch the guys who were breaking the lockdown. They were not following the lockdown, so they were in their motorcycles. 3 people in one motorcycle, and the police were stopping them. And to teach them a lesson, I think the police were pranking them, like they were dragging them into the inside of an ambulance with a supposed COVID-19 patient, so they would get infected. But in reality, it's not really a patient, it's just a policeman in disguise, just to scare them, just to teach them a lesson. It's a very good lesson, I think. I don't think they'll be breaking any lockdown laws after that one. Where's this guy headed? Bye. Hey Pokemon, long time no see. Yeah, how is it over there? We're not that far apart. So we should have the same lockdown rules. How does school work during these times? I'm not very familiar. Sounds better in reverse, a bit more mild. The Riviera line in the 50s, it is really fun. Great to hear. Sad I can't relate to any of those, but maybe eventually. The opposite of silent trucking. Yeah. Just for the views. Oh yeah, for sure. Hey Pro Ninja. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sorry about that. Time zone issues. But thanks for making it. Happy weekend. Tollgate? Didn't pass through that the last time. Let me check where we're going. Ah, yes, I haven't reached this part yet before. Cool. Alright, so we will be crossing over. That's the toll, this is the highway. And then we should be crossing over the border sometime. Somewhere here probably. But this is actually a very different highway from where I've gone through the first time. So in the silent trucking vid where I went through the border, we went through the 111. This time we're taking a different route. We'll see how that looks. Until then, put your earmuffs on or something. It's just a wrong mapping, I think, Ed. I think I'm not familiar how mapping works, but I think you set the AI routes. So that's most likely a wrong AI route. And I don't have the telemetry, do I? Let me bring that up. 1 sec. Let's take a bridge shot here as well. So 1 second, let's do it one step at a time. Let me turn on the telemetry server. Right there. And then turn on the view right here. There you go. Get back. Get in. Take a picture. 1 step at a time. Good. Your ears are bleeding. Don't worry, you're not the only one. Shouldn't be too long. But if we find the mechanic earlier, we can ease the pain a little bit faster. That looks good. But yeah, PaZzMod is really well done. Couple of hiccups like that disappearing AI row that we've seen, but just minor things. So, and I like that it's compatible with Sierra Nevada, because I will not get rid of Sierra Nevada anymore. It's so good. The telemetry was scared away by the noise. Bienvenidos a Baja. I think that's a typo. I guess that should be California. You do online lessons over video conferencing. So high tech these days. This year is quite content heavy, so it's quite tough. Do live conferences, do our self-study and assignments. Wow. So classes are still ongoing, just virtually. Nice. Doing work or gaming. I like that last part. Let's focus on that one. Spent less than 300 hours indoors in the second half of 2018. Staying inside is not really a problem for you. Same here. Same here. As long as everything else, the infrastructure, the deliveries, the establishments are open. Hey, drive safely. How are you, man? Sure thing. How can I help? How's the modding going? A trajectory path to keep the cars moving. I see. So it gets cut off because it's going inside the pickup point. I guess they shouldn't be making that turn in the first place. Enough game time, that's good to hear. War Thunder in World of Warships. Nice. Yeah. That's good enough. Emperor of sound fixes indeed. Very nice. Even the signages are complete. Test the sounds when you open the windows at high speeds. But preferably with the engine off. I think everyone would enjoy that. Let's do that. I think everyone would appreciate a bit of quiet time. Let's turn off the exhaust, all the truck sounds maybe. Or maybe these two is enough. Change the wind sounds fairly recently. Okay. Oh, but I'm not sure if it will kick in though, because I have ZMod's wind noise mod enabled. I guess that will be conflicting, huh? I think I might have to remove it. So we have windows open. Oh no. It feels so strange not having an engine sound. I remember ZMods has like a whistling. But I think this drives safely because I don't hear the whistling. Maybe. And I think in terms of load order, ZMod's wind noise is below. Yeah. That's quiet, but that sounds so weird. Oh, this looks very nice, this scene. Like you're in the heart of a city, really. All the signs, all the establishments, and all the traffic as well. Let's put that back in the meantime. I think we can live with maybe a weaker engine sound just for our sanity. We'll bring that back to middle later as we switch engines. Still loud as heck. It's louder in high speeds. Nice. Oh, I should turn right. Let me close the windows. There we go. The exact same sounds you were just playing with. Wind speeds are supposed to be very loud when windows are open at high speeds. Yeah, that's actually very nice. I like that effect. It's not that loud that it buries the engine noise, but it's there and you can definitely distinguish it. Yeah, that's a bit more livable, I guess. That kind of engine adjustment. Very realistic. Less loud when you open the right window only. Cool. It's nice to see that you guys are starting to really master the FMod implementation. It's so nice that we have mods. Fill in the gaps. Here we go. No, not yet. So what have you guys been playing? Doing more trucking? Playing other games? Looking forward to anything in particular? I personally am looking forward to next week, especially for the Mack. Is it the Mack Anthem that we're getting from SCS? And a new game, Snow Runner, I think should be releasing next week, right? 28th. I will try to stream with that. And maybe we'll be able to test out multiplayer depending on who, if the guys are interested in playing. Jack, Alex, blah. Do you have plans on buying it? I think Jack's not here yet though. Train Sim 2020. Oh, dang it. 7 miles. Fine. Okay, and this is the border. Aduana de Mexicali. Exportación. Commercial cargo trucks. There you go. That's our cue. 10 kilometers per hour here. Okay, have to be very, very slow. I'll take a photo as we cross this. Sound modders will create masterpieces with FMod. I agree 100% with that. They already are. It's amazing how far they've come with in such a short amount of time. Yeah, the Mack. And I really like it when SCS releases a truck because it's super optimized, and then the modders can take care of adding more slots, more customization, and more funky stuff. But I believe when it comes to trucks, we have to have the base from SCS. Because it's so hard to make a fully optimized and still amazingly looking truck. You don't get those so often. Same with me, Miceman. Mack and Snow Runner, definitely. Those two are on the top of my list. You with vanilla ATS after giving up on looking for that one more. Ah, yeah. Vanilla. Can't fail with vanilla. If you just want to get rid of those errors. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Ooh, is that on Xbox? Or? Not familiar with it. I think I'm familiar with the Burnout series, but not that particular one. Open world arcade and racing and stunts. That sounds exciting. Oh, this looks exciting. Very nicely done. It's like a full-on. Will they ask to weigh us or something? Let's explore a bit. If we can go here. Because I see a weighing station, but they didn't require us to go through it. Alright, Kelly. Rest well. Stay safe. I think it's this one. Not sure I can fit in though. This looks pretty skimpy. Yikes. I think we'll be hitting that post. Not quite. Let's try to reverse in if we can weigh ourselves or something. Voluntary weighing. I don't think it works. Yeah, I don't think it works. Maybe the other side. Oh, that's fine. And we're stuck somewhere. Apprehended at the border. Yikes. Something is stopping me. Oh, it's probably that one. That's probably it. We'll need to get some momentum in. Steam 2, I see. Been remastered for PC. EA Origin, cool. Keep going around the other building. That one here? Maybe. I was looking at the map and it said that the weigh scale was right there. Not sure. Maybe that's not how it was supposed to be used. Why is it so hard to start from 1? Like the engine is almost dying on me. Here we go again with this sharp turn. Can the trailer handle it or will we hit something? Oh, it's good. Alright. And welcome to California. Not quite. So close. Dang it. Hey haters, welcome back. Just in time for some clumsy trucking shenanigans. And now we're fully stuck. Maybe low gear. This is a Mack, but this might not be the Mack that you are looking for. What am I hitting? Shouldn't be hitting anything. But I seem to be stuck somewhere. Okay. This is not the Mack you're looking for. That one. The barrier, the white one. Let's try to stay more on the left then. And now it's raining. I think we might be stuck, guys. The one next to the guy, but we're far away from it, aren't we? Unless there are some issues with the hitbox. Oh, that one I'm hitting now. Yeah, that won't work. Let's do this properly. Okay, yikes. Wipers, please. Sorry, truck. Definitely not the Mack we were looking for. Yeah, not yet. Next week. Next week we will have it. We will need a tow truck, I think pretty soon, but one last try. I think that should work. Yes, that works. Now, welcome to California. Rainy California. Alright, have a good night, Wiseman. Yes. See you next week. We'll see if the schedule changes or not. But if we can, I'll stream SnowRunner when it's out. You get OMSI flashbacks. Oh, OMSI has a lot of problems. I think hitboxes would be the least of them. It's such a nice simulator if only it was more stable and updated. That's a nice looking restaurant. Looks massive. Even has a mechanic. Calexico or Yuma? Nah, we go straight. Welcome to sunny California. Not quite. Not quite today at least. Yikes, that's very bad. No worries. Hope you've managed to shake it off, Tom. So, did I miss some other messages? Power! Yep. It is actually here. Like the Mexicali I heard of, but Calexico I didn't know that existed. So the Mexicali is in Mexico and then Calexico is in California. Nice. Somehow that fits. That makes sense. City on the border. And the other side of the same city. Ah, I see. So it's a like really a combined city, just on opposite sides of the border. Wow, that must get pretty complicated, huh? Because the truck sounds even angrier than you are, so you get to calm down a little, maybe. I still get those dirty particles though. Still don't know where that's coming from. Might be with my files. I think it's natural lux and some other conflicts, but I have not been able to pinpoint out which one exactly. The frame rate has been very nice, hasn't it? Even with the rain. Even with all those city elements, signs and traffic. And I am using the 4X anti-aliasing tweaks from NVIDIA Profile Inspector, so this is really the laggiest that it could be. But thankfully we have a very optimized truck, so it's not as bad looking. Hey Cold, how are you? Welcome back. Not liking the sound of the engine. Oh, don't worry, you're not the only one. That's why we chose a short route. This is like an Easter egg engine, put it that way. This is an engine sound that is very unique to the Mack R. I've been told this is a 2-stroke Detroit diesel engine. It's a very old engine that's very loud. And it was during the time of this truck. So it's very iconic in a way. Town in Arizona on the border that plays volleyball with the town next to it in Mexico on occasion. Wow. The fence in between acts as the net. So do they have to pay customs whenever the ball hits the other side? That will get very expensive very quickly. The longer the game goes on, the more expensive the bill will be. Wind sounds now that you're in highway speeds. We'll do that in a bit when we switch the engine. So we can go faster as well, because this engine is quite weak. Sounds are uberly strong, but the power itself is pretty mild in comparison. Can't imagine driving 8 long hours with this thing. Yeah, probably the truckers from olden days would. It's probably how their days went. I've heard some of the older truckers are deaf, most likely because of this kind of scenario. Or partially deaf at least. City is called Naco in Sonora and Naco in Arizona. Interesting. Yes, exactly. The engine sounds is also what I'm referring to. There used to be a lot of Mack dump trucks with 2-stroke engines waking up entire neighborhoods during construction projects. Now I can imagine. Yes, now I know what that sounds like. Some do. Yeah, there have been a couple of guys over in the channel who have told me that they are real life truck drivers, either retired ones or active ones. And yeah, it depends on the person, but some of them do enjoy playing the sim even if they are driving the real thing already. Is it this one or the other one? I think it's this one. The indicators, I'm not sure if the sounds changed. I don't remember them being this nice, being very clicky. I like this. Very distinct sounds compared with the other trucks that we have. Twitch streamers, that might be a different thing. Yeah, playing the game and streaming or recording is a different thing. Oh crap, this is the hard parking. Because streaming entails a lot more things that need to be done. A lot of preparations, a lot of other things you need to take care of before you can stream. And if they're trucking already in real life, they might not have that much amount of time and free time. So there might be some of them, but there won't be a lot, I reckon. Can we make that turn? Not so sure. Will we hit this right side? We might. I just might. Yeah, it's going to be very rare if you ever see one. Driving bro. No, but I mean, oh yeah, that's right. He can be one of them because he also posted. But which one came first? Did he first start recording ETS2? Or did he become a truck driver first? So I'm not sure which one came first. Maybe he played first and then got inspired to become a real truck driver. I don't know his story. Of course you have, Jay. Good to know. If you say so, Jay. That's good. Ooh, having a day cab is very beneficial here. You can actually see on that side. Ah, there it is. Might be too much on this side. Yeah, I'm going to hit that one. Let's see if we can maneuver this properly. I have to... I'm stuck somehow, probably on the other side. My trailer hit the wall. For trucks and stock ATS, for some of them, yeah. The Lone Star, they really did a good job there. I think I will just reposition myself properly. Okay, Jay, good to know. It's a bit hard to see, especially with the rain. But what we can do is we can actually lower our windows, get wet. At least we can see more, a little bit more at least. So just the speed. Is that the same trailer we have? I think so. This Windows opening feature is so useful when it's raining like this. Looks good. Sharper turn, that's nice. You can see from here. Let's see if we have anything this way, but that looks pretty good so far. Okay, let's straighten it out. It looks pretty good. No, that's the opposite side of where we want to go. That is where I wanted to go. Perfect. Always a challenging part here. A long truck with a short trailer or a short truck with a long trailer. I personally don't like having a short trailer. It's very sensitive. Dang it, late. I blame 35 minutes late. Yeah, I find the trailer very wiggly. I don't like it. I like more having a long trailer, even if it's harder to maneuver. At least it's more controllable. GG. Yeah, it is always a pain. Yeah, for me the short trailer is harder. The long trailer, you can easily see where it's going, and even if it's less maneuverable, you can estimate it better. The short trailer for me just gets away from you so fast. Okay, let's change engines. 1 hour already. Oh yeah, you're right. Time flies, huh? And that's the cool thing when you have company. So thanks for being here, guys. Single axle and ATS is a pain to park. Yeah, that short trailer. But if you make it into a double trailer or a triple trailer, reversing those, count me out. I'd rather take the short trailer. Yikes. Yeah, the short wheelbase is so hard to control. Those farm sim implements that have like, I don't know, less than a meter in length. That's why I don't like the... In general, I don't like the trailers with the steerable axles. Red signal offense. I guess I should have stopped, but I think there might be something wrong with that programming. I should have been able to stop on that yield sign. But it actually booked me even before I got to it. Might be an improvement area for the map. Yeah, it's a yield. Probably a mapping problem. This train should stop. It's not nice for the sightseeing. So what engine should we pick next, guys? Any suggestions? Is there an iconic engine for a Mack? Aside from this one, that is. Oh, I remember this. I would turn right there, but actually that's a dead end. Should actually be turning here on the roundabout. Oh, that's very clicky. Like those indicators. Wrong range. There you go. Yeah, we'll probably turn off the rain in a bit. If it doesn't let off after we've configured, we'll turn it off. Something that's 4-stroke. Yes, I agree. How do we know though? I guess everything else is 4-stroke. Right. Let us change it up. Phew. That was a challenge. What did I say? Or what did you think I said? Detroit Diesel. No, let's get a different one. Cummins, Cat 34. Maybe let's try a Mack. Yeah, a Mack would be nice. That's as official as it can get, I guess. The most powerful we can get is this guy. Not as strong in terms of horsepower, but in terms of tractive effort, that is the biggest one. So if you look at the stats, oh, this is actually better for normal cargo. We can take this one. More powerful. Okay, let's take that one. Let's keep the same transmission. Hey, Reyes. I love that video you shared. The real life map. How was it going for you? Are you still trying it out? Let's go to that. Back to middle. Let us turn off the rain so we can hear the engine better. That's my excuse. Console weather 0. Et voila. Okay. Staying home for now. Border passing is impossible. So many people. Stay safe. Right, let's hear it. Mack sounds. Wow. I like it. Very bassy. Very nice idle sound as well. Let's open it just a tad. I like. Alright, now I can take a long cargo with this. Alright, let's make our way north. What is the farthest we can go? To Oregon. Yikes. Maybe nothing extreme. That would be nice, except that it's urgent. Well, we could reroute, but we'll be late. How about the others? Maybe we can get a job in the other areas. Reno, Ogden in Utah. Not as many jobs as I would have wanted. I think we'll have to do it bit by bit. I found a job here. Going to Oxnard. From there we can make our way north. So maybe we have to do it bit by bit. It's more bearable than that other one. I definitely agree. Good. Let's take that. High HP, low torque. Ooh. Might also be. I'm actually not sure. It does sound much better though, so I can live with that. If we sleep a bit, it will be night. We can try a little. Okay, let's do this. Give it as much time as possible. Let's set the time to 5 a.m. Allow it to refresh. And let's see if there's anything new. Yakima. Oh, perfect. Oxnard again, but this time, yeah, we can work with that. I'm not sure if we can finish it, but that's something. Oh, I love those engine start sounds. More of the Cali road signs mod. What is the Cali road signs mod? I mean like part of Sierra Nevada? Yes, we're going there. 21 hours at Kulata, passing from Greece to Bulgaria. Oh my goodness. And why does it take that long? Too many people? Not enough staff because of the lockdown? Or both? More deliveries but less manpower. Oh my goodness, that whistling is very loud. The turbo whistle. A roundabout in ATS, and two of them. Dog bone interchange for the win. Once we get on the highway, let's test out drive safely's wind sounds. Let's hear how it progresses. Definitely not a 4-stroke. Maybe during the Mack R days, 4-stroke was not a thing yet. I don't know. Good ears. Of course, I would never be able to determine that on my own. That might also be PaZzMod tone. Yeah. Where are we now? I hope the job still hasn't disappeared. Exactly. Alright. Do those really exist in the US? In here in particular, in Yuma? Arizona does seem to be fond of roundabouts. I think the other roundabout we can find there. Maybe a lot of European influence. No idea. The Bulgarian border police had just one crossing point. 15-kilometer truck line. Goodness. Yikes. Yeah, I get what you mean, Tom. Those signs are real immersive. It's nice to read each one of them. It's hard when it's in Mexican, but still, I appreciate how it looks. There are roundabouts all over the US. I guess they're just not as famous. Yeah, I am getting lag here in this spot. My GPU is maxing out. I think it's mainly because of the anti-aliasing tweaks in the objects in this area. Thank you. I hope the job's still there. We are picking this up from Walmart, it seems. Right? Let's do just that. Yeah, I also didn't think that US folks and roundabouts mixed together. There we go, it's still there. Whew. Made it. 9 minutes left. Some don't. They just take some getting used to. I can imagine. Some people just drive around in circles for hours. Where is that monstrosity? That super complex roundabout you guys showed me? I think it was somewhere in the UK. Like, it's a roundaboutception. How many levels of roundabouts? I don't think I can drive through there. It seems like it was meant to disorient people. In my books, at least. Yeah, that's the one, Tom. I'm not sure where it is. You do have lots of roundabouts. Me too. Same feeling. I would like to drive through that in ETS2 though. I'm not sure if that's been modeled, I don't think so. But I wish it would, so we can drive through it. Might not be something that is allowed for trucks though. Maybe that's why it's not there. Because if it was, I would imagine pro mods would have jumped at the chance to model it in. I think too close. I'm not so sure. It might be, but they have a name for it. I just forgot what it is. It was scary, definitely. But that might be the one. Let's ask Google. Let's see if she'll be able to guide us. Let me just reverse through here. Well, I can actually simulate this. Open the window before I peek out. Not sure how they're planning to load the tanker with this, but okay, it's their problem. Magic roundabout, yes, that's the one. Okay, it is in Swindon. 7 circles. Goodness. Is Swindon in pro mods? I hope they put that in. That would be exciting. Now those sounds are something I can get behind. Just open that a little. You guys want to reroute somewhere? Want to go somewhere specific? Maybe you want to see the new areas in PaZzMod. Glamis and Brawley are new ones, or we can just take the interstate so we can test the highway. Either way works for me. Looks like we'll be traversing I-5 here. We can take a different route and discover Lone Pine and Bishop, part of Sierra Nevada. That at least we can do. And yeah, might as well take the scenic route, like that one. Is that one way? I thought I could travel that way. Okay, we can do that. It's a bit windy, but I think we can work with that. Will that make you late? Who knows? I'll just not sleep. So if you look at the time, 28 hours is our ETA. We have 53 hours remaining. Include like one round of sleep, 35 hours, 50 hours. We have around 20 hours of allowance. That should be fine, I think. Do we need fuel? Fuel is right there. Very good. And I almost just hit that car. Yikes. Near miss indeed. Do you guys know of a mod that changes those chevrons into chevrons? I remember we had that before. Somehow I lost it. Can't remember if P16's Real Companies mod changed those. But I think it hasn't been updated yet for some time now. So it's quite an immersion breaker seeing those obviously different company names. Real Gas Stations mod. Real Companies mod. You mean this one by Grimes? So it just doesn't cover all of them. It's a shame. I saw there were some other mods, but they aren't supported anymore. No penalty. Nice. Alright, Pokemon. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Regards to the family. Would I do that in the future before this month ends? That's not sure actually. Are there new areas in the UK or Iceland for Pro Mods 2.45? Normally I go to the areas that are new to show that to the guys. That's what I try to focus on first. Yeah, the new ones are mostly in the Black Sea areas. Not sure. I might prioritize the new stuff first. Oh, that looks lovely. Let's take a photo of that. There is a sign improvement mod, mostly Oregon and Washington. Ooh, cool. I remember when Nat Vander was still releasing that mod. Now it's integrated with Arizona. The re-signing project, was it? Those were the days. Yeah, good thing that he's part of SCS now. You get those officially now. Although at a slower pace. A slower, more refined pace. It has to follow the timelines from the company. Not sure how we can make this a bit more dramatic. Maybe just tilt it a bit. Like that. Double bridge shot. The one that is for Oregon and Washington, made by Joe Shack 2. Ah, I see. I'm not familiar with him yet. Have you seen it? Is it good? Are there a lot of missing signs in Oregon and Washington comparing ATS base versus real life? I initially thought they were very well done already in terms of the signs. It does require mega resources. Cool. It's nice to see that people are starting to come together in ATS, the modders. They're starting to coordinate and share the same files and make sure things are compatible. It's nice. Starting off with PaZzMod in Sierra Nevada. I hope mine are urban reworks. Urban Overhaul? I forgot the name. I really like that, but it's hard to make it compatible with Sierra Nevada. I think there's a bit of trick with it. Let's just turn off the sounds a bit, guys, so we can test it for drive safely. Let's turn off the sounds here. Let's open the windows fully. And let's try to speed it up. So now what you're hearing are the wind sounds. And it's very hard to accelerate because our engine isn't the strongest. But we'll get there eventually. Mileage signs. That one I really like. Those mileage signs, those orange ones for the warning. Let's hear how the wind sounds weaken as we slow down. Yeah, they are gradually weakening as you slow down like so. Very nice, very subtle. Good stuff, drive safely, thanks. Yeah, and they're at this speed, they're practically inaudible. Cool. Yeah, having realistic signs make it so much more real. Because no matter how good a road is, without the signs, it just feels different, doesn't it? I really like those re-signing projects. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's close it fully. Even with fully windows closed, the truck sounds amazing. I like it. SCS new Mac looks good. Clickbaity title, right, Sheng? How are you? How have you been? Oh yeah, have you been working in the front lines? Very nice here. Very nicely done. Working in the ER, goodness. Well, thank you for working hard for us. Stay safe. Hasn't been too bad in your area yet. That's good to hear. How's your workload like? Do you have to like stay in the hospital the entire day? Like do double shifts and stuff? Firefighter, I see. Still pretty normal to hospital. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you need to get a lot of rest. Keep your resistance at its maximum, right? Segregated people with upper respiratory problems to triage in a different area. Ah, makes a lot of sense. Cool. Do you have lockdown there? You can feel the weight of the truck. 23 tons of fruit juice. I actually like this kind of engine. You can't just haul everything with just stepping on the gas. You have to do proper shifting, proper speed management. What are those things from afar? Ah, trees. They looked a bit weird from afar like this. We do have right of way, but I think this road is a bit too flat. I'm not sure if this is like this in real life, but I would expect it to be, I don't know, maybe curving a bit more, going up and down a bit more, unless they really made it this level in real life. I do like my frame rates right now though, super smooth. And the anti-aliasing works perfectly. I tried lowering my settings at one point. I think in the video later for Western Star I lowered my settings. And I could clearly see the difference in the anti-aliasing going one notch lower in the NVIDIA Inspector tweaks. So I think I would like to stay here with the 4 times settings as much as possible. Confirmed cases are sent off-site to a different area. Ah, I see. that's good. Some states are slowly starting to begin a reopening process. It's good to hear. Are your numbers in the US going down now? Two-stroke fuel efficiency, 47.77. I remember the first time I drove this truck again with that, I think, V8 Detroit diesel from Robinicus, 8V72 or something. It was even worse. I think I was like at 60 or 80 liters per 100 kms, and because it was a very short trip, so the fuel economy really didn't level off, whereas almost no highways, just purely like stop and go, always inside the city. Amazon Prime, who is waiting for deliveries right now? Yikes. That's true, fuel is cheap. Didn't they release an article, something, oil options or something? Like the price went negative. Like they are giving you money to take it away from them because there's too much supply and the demand is not there. It probably doesn't translate directly to fuel, but very related. Traffic fines doubled in construction zones. Ooh, if only that was implemented, huh? Is it going to rain again? I can see a drop of water on my windshield. Old Highway 111. It's okay, we'll just be turning off here. I think we'll be moving to that highway right there. But first, let's take a photo right here on the bridge. I remember we were driving the Mack Anthem from Harvin / Frank Peru. I think when we were in Mexico Extremo. Oh, that was a nice truck. Love the interior of that one. Very modern feel. In the exterior, you really felt like you were driving a massive truck. There is no more oil storage capacity in the US. So that's why the prices are going negative. I like this one. I like how the roads, the like cat's eyes on the side. Very nice attention to detail here. I like that. That was enjoyable. And yep, the rain is creeping up bit by bit. Drop by drop. It's coming up. You can also see the sky is slowly darkening. Here we go again. Our turn. Yahoo! Thank you. Got a bit laggy. Leaving Brawley. Oh, look how dark that sky is. Yikes. Oh yeah, that one. What is the small Reforma project? Got interested in it. I think it's the first time I heard it when you shared the screenshot. That looks pretty bad. Looks like a storm is brewing. Yikes. Droplets are starting to come in more often. 30 works US 95 north of Yuma. Oh, cool. And that's still compatible with PaZzMod? By the way, I was reading through the Discord server of Team Reforma. They were looking at that screenshot that SCS shared. So if you haven't seen it yet, SCS posted a blog entry, an update. Ooh, trains! For train fans out there. Scotsman, train boy. And they were sharing their home setups, their work from home setups. And there was one screen where they were working on... The monitor was showing the map of Vegas and the highways, and it looks like they are improving it. I think they are finally going to put in like a bypass highway, so you don't have to go through Vegas just to get through it, to go to the city center just to pass through it. But based on what the guys from Team Reforma are saying, based on that map, it doesn't look like it's complete yet. Maybe they'll still be doing a lot of stuff, but I think there are some missing roads. But then again, that's all work in progress stuff. Just good to know that they are working on it, improving the existing areas in the map. It works fine with PaZzMod. Cool. Oh, by the way, have you had a chance to make the minor urban overhaul rework? I remember Raul gave some guidelines on how you could make it work with PaZzMod in Sierra Nevada. I think it was something with the light version, but when I tried it, the light version was below, I think. And then I have Sierra Nevada. Then I had that compatibility of Sierra Nevada and minor urban. There was no ground. Like when you spawn in, your truck would just fall into eternity. It's like, what the heck's happening? Literally no ground. And I had to remove it. What Emblem could do with Vegas. Yeah. Are they planning to update it also? That's great. As part of Sierra Nevada. It's nice. Yeah, I'll also be waiting for an update before I try it again, the minor urban overhaul. Hey nuts. ATS or ATS2? Ooh, tough question. Depends on what you like more. They're both great, done by the same developers, but focusing on very different regions. So it depends which look is more for you. Where are you from? Maybe we can start with that. In terms of features, they are very close together. If you like turning right on red, then ATS is for you. Ah, perfect. Right from my neighborhood. yeah, it depends if you like the look of US trucks or European trucks more. And if you like driving on US or Europe roads more. If you like roundabouts, maybe ATS 2 is better. Lots more roundabouts in there. And if you like driving on the right side of the road, then ATS 2 is definitely for you. You have the entire UK for that. If you open the window a tiny bit, you should be able to hear a bit of wind. Ah, great. Like that? One sec. It's still hard for me to... That one? Ah, yeah. A little bit of wind seeping in. Nice. Very nice. Good tip. Even if it's raining, I'll risk it. I'll risk getting wet. In terms of community, yes, I would say so. The user base is more on ETS2, so usually more things happening, more mods getting released. It is also older, so more people are in it. That's a good argument for it. Personally, I think I drive more in ETS2, but there are times when I'd like to go in ATS like now, because there is a very different appeal, and sometimes get that vibe, get that itch to drive in wider roads, drive bigger trucks, and slightly different rules. Get both. For me personally, I started with ATS, and then after I finished ATS, and that was back during the time when the map was very small. We didn't even have the rescale yet, so I was able to do like 99% map completion or something like that. And then I was looking for more, and then I bought ETS2. I really enjoyed it. Are we at 50? Yeah, okay. I think this truck was meant to drive at 55. Anything faster and we will be really taxing the engine. We're at 1500 RPMs already as it is. Yeah. It was ridiculously small. So much so that I was able to complete it, even if I don't drive that hardcore. Good thing they went on with the rescale. It was a good choice, even if it was very difficult in the beginning. Difficult for modders, difficult for SCS, difficult for the community in the beginning. I hope the rain lets up for real. That's one of the disadvantages I noticed. When you forcefully stop the rain by setting the weather, it tends to come back sooner in my observation. I'm not sure if that's real, but that is the impression that I get. That it kind of knows that you cheated and is getting back sooner than normal. So this time, let's just bear with it until it completely goes away. Where are we now? Barstow. Okay, let's keep at it. Truck lane. So these runaway lanes, I think you call it, right? Very nice. It's interesting. Didn't know about these until he told me about it. Trouble. Engine cannot climb. Yikes. I might be. Oh my goodness. We'll get there eventually, guys. Looks like I'm not the only one in trouble. That truck behind me, I think, is having trouble climbing as well. OMG. Yeah, 23 tons of tequila, aka fruit juice. They should put air quotes in there. There we go. We can start climbing again. Let me shift a bit later so we get more power in. Slow vehicles only. Well, I definitely fit that bill. Thanks, Alex. I'll have a look. It's nice to see that the mods are starting to come out for ATS too. Before, they were mostly for ETS. And you would get maybe one or two at a time. Yeah, the community is also starting to pick up. Any new drama you've heard of recently, Alex? Anything you've seen in the forums? It's really nice to read through the forums sometimes, just lurking there, seeing all the discussions. Sometimes it's quite productive and insightful, but sometimes it's like you can get popcorn and enjoy the free entertainment, enjoying the drama unfold. But yeah, it's a good way to keep yourself up to date with everything that's happening in the official SCS inputs and the modding community as well. People demanding mods to be updated to 1.37. Fix it! Oh yes, I have seen a couple of those as well. We have some entitled people, I think, in the community. Probably the newer people who are joining. I've seen those variations. Like some are saying, fix it, why it doesn't work. And those I think are very mild. I think those ones like, why doesn't it work in 1.37? I think some of those are like innocent questions. Maybe they're not familiar with how these things work yet. But some are very demanding. Some are like, why do you even upload it to the Steam Workshop if you're not planning to update it? Why are you not passing it on to someone else who can take it, update it for you? What? Oh, goodness. It's intense sometimes. And I can imagine how the mod author is feeling. Because I mean, I'm not talented enough to be a mod author, to be a mod maker, to be part of the modding community as a whole. But I can remotely get that same feeling sometimes when like I make videos. Some people can be very demanding in the comments. And sometimes you'll have to like, you can get like a double take, like, wait a second, do I actually owe this guy something? Why does it feel like I owe my life to him? Something along those lines, with that tone that he's taking. Yeah, quite interesting. how that works out. So sometimes you really have to learn how to filter out the noise. Because as much as the interwebs is filled with you amazing people like you guys in the stream, the opposite side of the spectrum also exists, and sometimes we tend to get some bad weeds and have to learn how to pluck them out. How dare you give me something for free that I don't like? Exactly, yes. If it's paid, then that's a different picture altogether. You have the right to demand. But yeah, mods in ATS2 and ATS are predominantly free, and so it's really up to them. Why did you put up a broken mod? Yeah. The best we can do is give our inputs, but in no way should we demand anything out of them, right? I mean, if it's broken, then we can say it's broken. Maybe the mod author does not know it, so that's fine. But demanding is a completely different thing. It's funny though. It's so absurd that it makes you laugh. Let's reach that point. It looks like the rain is letting up bit by bit. Nice. Have you guys heard any news in the trucking or any kind of updates? I've heard, I've been seeing it in my feed. I think there's something new from NVIDIA. Something different for a change. I think they're working on like AI to reduce noise levels on the microphone. I don't really understand it, but I think there's like this RTX voice now. I haven't really watched the videos yet, but it might be a good thing for streamers. I think the title of the article I saw was like, they use AI to determine what is considered as noise, and then it filters it out. But honestly, I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Might be a good thing. Especially if you have like an environment where there's a lot of background noise happening. You wish to upgrade your PC. Right now you can't upgrade, you can't run ATS smoothly. Go for it. I am not sure though. I'm not sure if the prices for PC parts have changed since the pandemic. I remember we were talking about it before, if we were expecting it to rise or fall. Now I expect it to really rise, because the supply is probably lower. People at the factory is not working as much. Logistics is probably harder with all the deliveries that it's conflicting with. And the demand is probably higher because the people are stuck in their homes and are looking for something to pass the time. So in all those aspects, I think it points to prices going up. I mean, the Nintendo Switch we bought is super expensive compared to original prices. But that's how I expect most of these things would be. Makes sense. Someone who complains that the mod is crashing their game. Oh my goodness, I get so many of those. And it's hard. I mean, I want to help, but when someone tells me that their game is crashing and to help them, I'm like, where do I even start? It's hard, yeah. But then again, yeah, it's I kind of understand where they're coming from if you're not familiar with the modding aspect, and if you just started playing ATS and then you saw this video that features a new truck, you want it, you try it, and it crashes, you don't know what's happening. Yeah, yikes. But then you'll have to read up on it. That's the price of modding. Sometimes when you launch ATS, your mouse won't move at all in game, but when you alt control out your mouse, fine. Ooh, I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that before. I have the problem that sometimes when I launch ATS or ATS2, I can't move anything, like it's hanging, and I have to like alt-tab for it to become the active window. But that's the extent of the similarity. Alright, Cold, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great weekend. It lasts longer. Maybe it just takes longer to load. Oh wow, that's too long. 5 or 6 minutes, goodness. Yeah. If alt-tab doesn't fix it, I'm not sure what is causing it. Aha! I think we are starting Sierra Nevada. At least the reworked area from Team Reforma. After you force quit, it's fine. But Steam says you're playing with a Rift. Ooh, I'm not sure. That is... Maybe you're starting ETS in VR mode? Because there is a VR branch, make sure you're not in it. In your Steam library, right click Properties on ATS. Go to the Betas tab and make sure you're not in the VR branch. Hey Led, someone was not supervising me, so I was able to get away. How are you? Doing good, staying home. It's Saturday here, so happy that it's a weekend and I don't need to work. It's been a very busy week. So much so that I had to postpone the stream. Should have been yesterday. Thank you guys for making it despite the weird schedule. Doing good. Looking at 1.37 truck mods at the moment. Ooh. Anything in particular you're looking for? It's nice. Most of the quality mods have been updated already. Harvin has been busy. I saw that Viper's Peterbilt 379, 389 has been updated officially as well in the Steam Workshop. Mack R, the W990, even the General T680 has been updated. So cool. Took the keys when no one was watching. That's the one. Exactly what I did. And now everybody is paying for it. I must have clicked that by mistake. Oh wow, you were actually in the VR branch? Nice. Lucky. Wasn't expecting that. Nice. I was just taking a shot in the dark. Oh my goodness, I thought the rain was letting up. Looks like it was wrong. All of GTM stuff have been updated as well. Nice. I'm hoping the T800 will be updated though, not the GTM version. What's that version we like, Alex? The one with the rear cam? Is it Dimitri? I can't remember his name. That one I really like. But yeah, so far we have the Mack waiting for us. Dimitri's T800. That's the one. Thank you. Awesome mod. Very nice. One of my favorites. I think it's the one right behind the K100 for me. I am very worried about the sounds of the Mack Anthem coming up next week though. I hope it's good. I don't have very high hopes for it, to be honest. But I'm sure if we give it a couple of hours after the Mac releases, Robinicus will be right there releasing his updated engine sounds for it. So I hope it works. A speaker effect. Oh, I haven't. It's been a while since I tried the voice navigation. I think I saw it in your change log in the Steam workshop, but I have honestly not tried it yet. That's a good point though. Let's go with English Doug US. Let's go with that.
At the roundabout, take the third exit. You have arrived at your destination.
I think I get what you mean, because normally it's very crisp. It's like very studio quality and doesn't sound realistic for GPS voice navigation. That doesn't work. I think I should not start clicking on these things because it might actually crash. Compare that with...
Hledám novou trasu.
Yeah, this one I think is official voice navigation.
Prosím, otočte se do protisměru, jakmile to bude možné.
It's too high quality. What language is this?
Pozor, jedete příliš rychle.
Sečtina? Is that Czech?
Jeďte rovně.
It sounds Eastern European for me, but I can't quite pinpoint it. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Stay left.
Yeah.
Stay right. Turn
Very
left.
nice. How do you manage
Turn
that?
right.
Cool. Let's try that. Thanks for the tip. Drive safely. Christina is Czech. Ah, cool. They say Czech is very close to Polish. I think some words are similar. When I was in the Warsaw office, they have some people from Czech over there and they kind of understand each other to a point, I think. Because that's how I got it from them. Wish they had a GPS that was KITT from Knight Rider. Why do I feel that I should know that? I think I'm missing out on the pop culture references. I know this is... I remember Knight Rider, but I don't remember watching it. I don't remember if I just forgot it or if I really didn't get to watch it. Fuel is running low. I think we have to stop on the next one. We're just past the gas station though. I think we can afford to wait one more. So this is actually a Sierra Nevada area. We are approaching Lone Pine. Yeah, most probably led. Just a tad. Might right be in Alex's alley though. Pontiac Firebird, is that a car? Sounds like it. Nice. I like that voice navigation. Actually feels very realistic. I think I'll keep it. One sec guys, I'm just refilling my shot here. Oh crap. Wait. with Napoli. So I mean, you both were right.
Caution. Lead line is leaving.
Oh, sorry. Good idea on making this radio quality voice sounds. It actually sounds more realistic. Oh, these are some nice mountains. I cannot bear it. I cannot wait anymore. Let's get rid of the rain by number 1, setting the rain probability to low. Why is that super high? Goodness. Let's remove it. No wonder it's raining oftentimes. And then setting it up. I really like that fading out sound that came with FMod. Oh, see? It's such a nice view. We're missing out on so much. Beautiful. Automobile ornithologist. That's a good title. That fits. Let's take a shot of that. Oh, goodness. Some Sierra Nevada goodness right there. He's something, alright. Jack would definitely agree. How is Jack doing, by the way? He is really loving his new side panel. Any plans on ordering yours soon, Alex? So good. Mostly just old. Google has also been pushing notifications for me for different articles. Some of them are graphics related, graphics card related. I've been seeing some titles about like Nvidia developing 5nm chips or something to compete with AMD. I have no idea. Maybe these are all just rumors. Hey OM, wow, we're still awake. How are you? Jack is loving his side panel for ATS and ATS2. Yeah, I've been looking at the deliveries log, and I see a lot of skulls in there, a lot of pirate flags. I didn't know he didn't have a shifter, because he had the Thrustmaster wheel. I thought that came with the shifter as well. Man, that's really game changing for him, having a shifter in. Yeah, exactly. Clutch and shifter. You would definitely love that. The only main problem with Sierra Nevada is that the landscapes are so vast that the growing distance of the graphics engine is not able to cope up with it. That's why you see some popping up mountains from afar from time to time. That's the way, yeah. then an SKRS. Sounds good. Oh, is it started already, OM? I see. What do you do at the start of Ramadan? Night driving is so nice with this truck because the gauges are very nicely done. That glow you get. Let's drive a little in the night for a change. Doing good. Happy it's the weekend. Bishop has been discovered. Nice. This is one of the new towns in Sierra Nevada. And I see a gas station up ahead. Perfect. So this time we won't run out of fuel. Yeah, I dropped by Jack's ATS stream the other day. He was driving an FLB with such an amazing Detroit diesel sound. All good, all good. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing recently. Very nice. Were you there when his game went to desktop? No, I wasn't. I think I wasn't there yet. I think when I arrived, you guys were talking about it finally getting stable or something. What happened? He kind of ran over a sign. And his game crashed because of it? Like the crash was so intense, the physics couldn't handle it. Where's the entrance to this? Oh, here it is, okay.
Finding new route. When possible, make a U-turn.
Probably not the way you refuel and position yourself, but they can live with it. Oh my goodness, that's expensive. 4.04. Or is it? Oh, I was remembering something different. When I was in, I think, the Middle East in ETS2, the diesel prices were like less than €1 per gallon. Was it gallon or per liter? That was, yeah, that's different. Very different unit of measure. Never mind. Oh, the refueling sounds are gone. Are they not compatible anymore? Drive safely. The very nice immersive refueling sounds from your mod. You had to eat your early food before fasting, and you were late because yesterday you never slept. Yikes. No worries at all. Far too high for today, almost half that now. Wow. Goodness. Hey, that's not going to be good. Let's not continue with that thought. Let's instead open our hazard lights here and reverse onto the road. Welcome back, Train Boy. Have you been train simming? Haven't figured out how to get the sound after getting a full tank to work yet. Ah, they changed it that much. I see. Yeah, that's a great sound. When I first heard that years ago, when you implemented it, it was so good. And so much so that I would always want to time my start of the truck perfectly with that sequence. Please stop for me because I can't see anything. Looks clear now. Explain. Got some jobs done in the Boeing 737. Nice. Are you in a virtual airline or something?
Stay right, then turn right.
I'm really enjoying these voice sounds.
Turn right.
I love that radio quality effect.
Go straight.
British Airways because your dad works for them. Oh, nice. What is his job, if you don't mind? And is he affected with the current situation? There is a discoverable right there on the right. Tempted, but nah, it's not. Also, I'm not sure if I want to risk a bit of night driving. I told you guys I wanted to test that a bit, but that means passing through Sierra Nevada with zero visibility on the landscape. And I don't think that's a good thing. So I think we'll sleep here now. Let's discover that truck dealer. Not sure if I missed it,
Then turn left.
but this Mack doesn't have wide side mirrors.
Turn left.
It's essential in a truck, in my opinion. Doug is getting mad at me. I never listened to him.
Make the U-turn.
London to Dakar in Senegal. That's his route. That's your route. I was thinking of changing something. The side mirrors, yes. Just wanted to check if I missed a dot. SCS changed the tank cap, replace sound somehow. Is that the one I was referring to, or a different sound altogether? Side mirror is that one. Yes, there is. I did miss it. Oh, I want that with the bulldog. Yeah, that works for me. You can actually even get these front mirrors. From inside, it would look like that, which will not really help. And it would only slow down my frame rate, so I don't think I would get that. I don't think it's needed. Yeah. Beautiful truck, agree. It's a classic. Alright, let's sleep here. Now we get some wide angles in there, perfect. Driving the wrong Mack. Hey, input. Yeah, not the Mack you might be looking for. Next week we should be driving the right Mack when SCS releases it. Hey, Jack. Yarr. I'm actually surprised that you're still awake. Or should I be? But yeah, glad you made it still. Better late than never. Goodness. How are you? We were just talking about you. And your fancy new shifting skills. ATS fanatic now. Guarding your Jaffa cakes. I think Barry already stole them. Basing on the picture he shared in Discord. And for those who would like to join us in Discord server, more than welcome. !Discord gets you there. That's where I do most of the announcements because the schedule has not been very consistent the past few weeks because of our situation. So whenever there's something that's up, I will announce it there, and sometimes on Twitter if I remember. But Discord is the first one where I do the announcements. So highly recommend you join.
Stay right.
Loving the side panel. What do you use it for currently? So the throttle you use as a shifter, right? If I understood you correctly. You have that up and down, and also switching from automatic to sequential. How about the buttons? What do you use the buttons for? Man, that's nice. I can imagine it. Yeah, sorry about that. Work got in the way. Then it pays the bills, so I can't complain. Nice mountain view here. Very scenic. I'm hoping they remake the Switzerland, Austria areas in ETS2, because I think it's a shame that those areas are still old with how beautiful those places are in real life. Imagine seeing these kinds of mountains with the new textures and new mapping capabilities from SCS. Now that would be something. Lights, wipers, connecting trailer, oh, so nice. Yeah, that feels much better than reaching for a keyboard. Feels much more immersive. Jack, look here, there. See? You're totally looking forward to what? To working? What is that on the right? Looks like some missing textures, some low quality textures from afar. Maybe that's a work in progress area. Welcome back, Input. Doing good, man. Thanks for asking. How are you? Excited for the rest of Saturday. That's hard. This engine is really struggling. Sure thing. The pigs miss you. Oh yeah, how are they? Have you cleaned up all the poop lying around, overflowing in the malls? I think I'll drop by later if I can. Clean up a little. We're probably starving. They are very squealy. Even more so than usual. Yikes. Sure thing, man, no problem. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, this is nice. Let's take a photo there. From behind looking forward. That looks very cool. Reset. And go through here. Welcome back. Wow, that was fast. Toenail 1. Remove the blur though. Don't want that. And here we can get a bit of dramatic rotation going. Bit of wide view. That looks good. Perfect. Sub 10 seconds, wow. Yeah, it's cool. Also rebuilt your wooden X52 mount. So you can just move it to one side easily. Oh yeah, please do. Yeah, I would like that kind of solution. Where you don't have to carry the stuff around just to switch gears. Later today. Alright, time zone stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I can get some inspiration there. And although I have no hope of doing it DIY, doing a DIY project for it, maybe I can subcontract, ask someone else to make it when things start settling down, because I would love to have that kind of custom solution where you can just slide things off. You didn't do woodwork at school. I did. We had a subject like that before, back in grade school. But I don't think that will help me much nowadays. I would not get near a hammer and nails and I don't know, all the things. A saw. Could you customize your own plane? Depends on what plane, depends what kind of customization you're looking for. It really depends on the plane maker. What car is that? I don't even know if that's new or old. What state am I in right now? Well, I am in weekend mode. Just kidding. I'm not sure actually. I think we're in California. Yeah, California probably. State and confusion, exactly. That's the one. See? Perfect. Nailed it. Secret roses? Secret roads. I think this is Nevada. You might be right. Let's zoom out a little. Maybe I try to survive this first. Not sure. Looks like California to me. Let's have a look outside. Yeah, right on the edge looks like. Right on the edge. Close enough. And I don't think we will make it till the end of the job though, guys. But we'll go as far as we can. Maybe this is not the best truck to drive through these roads. Lots of mountainous paths with uphill slopes like this. Yeah, this will really kill our fuel consumption. I am enjoying them drive safely, and I will do so more. thanks for the hard work and have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the future improvements you have in mind. Have a good one. Watch downhill speed. I don't think we have to worry about speed. Are those wings? Oops. There we go. Let's take it easy here. Let the hill speed us up. PaZzMod's London. Yeah, for sure. I'll go back, just not sure when.
Please mind the speed limit.
Sorry. Sure thing, Jack. Are those Jaffa cakes? You'll be. Why is this guy stopping? Oh, he's turning right. Didn't see the signal. Yikes, really? Stay safe. Stay home. That is actually a good idea. Someone could make that. A dog GPS voice navigation. Based on the number of barks, based on the tone, you'd have to decipher if you have to turn left, right, go straight, slow down, and whatnot. Turning lanes, yeah, you're right. Tioga Pass, left turn. But we are going straight. Speed limit dropped to 45. No problem there, we haven't even reached it. Not that scared of going beyond the speed limit with this truck. And these are the ones I like those early warning signals of a change in the speed limit. I really like those. I think that's what's missing in ATS too. Well, in Europe, I don't think you have those early warning speed limit changes. I think it's very helpful. I do have lag, yes.
Please mind the speed limit.
That's 45 again. Split into 32 boroughs and the borough we live in has 2. That's good. Not that good, but at least not that bad. Stay safe, man. Oh, that is so nice. Is this a famous lake? It's really good. It's massive. Let's take a photo there. This bend, I think, would be very scenic, coupled with that view behind us. This is Lake Tahoe. We need those PaZzMod's pop-ups in here with the landmarks. Otherwise, I will not be able to recognize them. Very bad at it. Hard to find a nice photo. Maybe a wider view. I'll take that. So is it not? So what is it then? High winds when flashing. That's cool. False alarm. How dare you me. Good call, Tom. But yeah, these are the kinds of windy roads that I like driving in. If my truck has enough power, that is. So we're only driving at 30 miles now. But yeah, these bends, they are so nice to drive in. Not that steep, not that bendy that they are dangerous for me, but they are very enjoyable to drive through. Time's out. Dang it. It's actually Topaz Lake. Close enough. just call it T Lake so it's safe. Is it Topaz yellow? I wonder where it got its name from, because it looks black to me. But you know how these things go. These names can come up from any kind of history. Yes, exactly. At least you got the first letter right. It would be nice if there could be like an app that could connect you where you are currently in Truxin, connect where you are in the real world. And that will be hard because it's not 1:1. So the scale will have to adjust, and that's going to be very tricky. But if it was possible to get a rough estimate of where you are, and then see in a real map where you are from there, and then maybe look what the landmarks are, that's so cool. Something like in Flight Sim, you know, where they have all these plugins that synchronize with external apps with maps. So you get more detailed stuff. Now that would be amazing. Kind of very work intensive though. A lot of manual work needed. So maybe it's simpler if someone just makes like an in-game, more detailed in-game map instead of just seeing the roads in there. Hey bot! Glad you made it, man. How are you? Yes, Team Reformers work. And they are learning more and more. Because the previous ones they did, Mexico Extremo, I like how it looks, but I don't like driving through it much because it's quite laggy. But since then, they've learned so much in terms of how to make it even look more real. And now it looks so real and has so many details, but it's still optimized. So they've learned so much. And now it's a real must-have for me, this Sierra Nevada mod. Like, I can live without Viva Mexico, I can live without Mexico Extremo, but Sierra Nevada is a must-have in my books now. This lane is cutting off at some point. Let's start merging in. This was still in DX9. Which one, Jay? Is this the linking of the map? Or something different that I mentioned? best third-party map mod by far. Yeah. For ATS, definitely. For ATS too, there are some serious contenders as well. But I would say they are at the top in terms of quality. About the linking of maps. But the plugin would be like, you know how we can do that already in like these VT, like in VT log, where they can get your position. So that's already possible. So the next step is to just interpret that data and convert it to where it is in a real map, in real life. So I don't think it's something that needs to be processed inside the game, because the game should just send its location. But I think the processing is more on that server that will do that conversion from the in-game map to the real-life map. And it's going to be very tricky because of the different scale. I'm not sure if that's possible to do automatically. When ProMods Canada comes out, yeah, it will be a very close fight, I'm sure. But that's all good for us. Having PaZzMod, Sierra Nevada, ProMods Canada, traveling from south to north and back, it's going to be amazing. Oh man, stop again. Bad traffic just like London. Even the road textures are nice. You have those cracks on the road. Very nicely done. If there is, I'll probably spend the entire day trying to follow it. Tar snakes. Are those to fill in cracks? Maybe that's what these guys are doing. I think I see those kinds a lot. My goodness, this is taking quite some time. Hello? Anyone home? There you go. That's the Clumsy signature Clumsy shot. Right in the nose. No more smelling for you. Scent? What scent? That should help you approach them closer. There's no chance of them smelling you anymore. So tar snakes is what you call them. Very nice name. Very fitting. Yeah, these bends, right? So nice. They're not violent at all, so you don't have to slow down. But you do have to be mindful of the road, so you have to keep focused on it. And you have to continue driving with attention. Can't just space out. How long left? I think I'll let Jack answer that. Jack is our calculator. I love these railings on the right. These fences. How about this one? Is this on Lake Tahoe now? Found another developer mapping Canada on his own, and his work is up to par with ProMods. Yeah, I read that in the blog. I think they're integrating. I think bot is meaning, yeah, the guys in PaZzMod's working on Canada. But yeah, still PaZzMod's team. Oh, McDonald's! I miss McDonald's. They had to close McDonald's here in Singapore. And I think for the remainder of the lockdown. So no more breakfast for us. Damn it. They have a mapper that isn't so connected with them. I think you guys are saying the same thing. I'm understanding the same thing, at least. Yeah, that's what I read as well. Which is very good for us. This is very nice here. Quite laggy for me. That's just the price I pay for better anti-aliasing. Yeah, it's nice. I wonder if they have a release date in mind. I guess they have, but for sure they won't share it. A rough estimate, like quarter something in 20x. But have they shared? I think they have. Which areas will be included in the first release? Are you guys familiar with those areas, and how big will those areas be? Like, will it be the size of Washington, like size of one state, size of two states, less, more? Huh? Did I crash into the guy? I think that guy is a football player. Best actor. In London, when they said that the pandemic is over, some people opened up shop. Yikes. Really? That's scary. Not very active in our team chat, which is why I'm fully aware of his efforts. So how does the map look? How large is it in comparison to the existing states we have? Now I get smooth frame rate again. It's nice. Not as busy, this place.
Stay right.
My goodness. Breathtaking views, huh? I can only imagine this in real life. Must be a great place for a road trip. Half of Washington, that's not bad. I notice lag at intersections. Do you get the same, Alex? Or have people reported similar problems? So I was thinking it was more my 4x tweaks. Because I think these 4x tweaks are really heavy on the frames. I think when you set it to 2x, it halves your frame rate. And when you set it to 4x, it halves your frame rate even more. So like I'm at a more or less quarter of my frame rate. Maybe not that intense, but the effect is really heavy. go straight here. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Feel free to say hi and join us in chat. You've noticed that as well. Ah, okay. Not alone. Maybe it's a work in progress area. But yeah, I think the intersections are more or less one of the very frame heavy areas, not only in Sierra Nevada but in general. I guess it must be all those objects and intersections and all those cars. Even the lag is intersecting at that point. I like that, those highway signs. And this wall reminds me of minor urban overhaul. It looks like we've crossed over to Nevada now. Is it only now or a while back? I see faster speed limits now. Lagging are huge problems. You'll have to work with your graphics settings. Tone them down. Yeah, those are the problems, the pop-up problems. Fortunately, with these kinds of views, there's a limit. Carson City bypass. Ah, yes, you're right. I saw Carson City a bit on the map there. So this entire bypass is from Sierra Nevada. Normally you would have to go through the city like in Vegas. Ah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, here. That's cool. I guess that's what we need in Vegas, huh? Something along those lines. So you don't have to get into the city. That is amazing. Sure thing, OM. Take your time. Ooh, there's a plane there. Are we passing through Reno again? That Reno airport. With the shortest runway.
Please mind the speed limit.
I see a casino. So most probably. Approaching Reno. Alex does a better job than this GPS guy we have.
Stay left.
Oh, this is cool. We'll have to take a photo. Take a photo of this infamous runway. Hey guns, yes indeed. Track IR for head tracking. This is super cool. Where's the runway? There it is. Shortest runway ever. For airliners. Might be a bit tricky. I like that there are planes though. No complaints there. No complaints. Haha. Let's get a shot of the tower and some of those planes. Good. Ah, okay. Good, thanks for the clarification. So the guy was actually part of PaZzMod already, but was not in touch with them, and now he is. So now they have a new area. Good to know. Thank you.
Stay left.
Stay left, really? Okay. Let's follow you. This highway is so nice. Is this all custom? This is all from Sierra Nevada? Love it. I think I deleted it, Jack. The sleepy song. I can't remember if I deleted it already. I was planning to. This is all Sierra Nevada. Goodness. Now this is... When I'm driving through in US, this is the type of driving I'm looking for, you know? Driving through those massive interstates.
Stay left.
And just traveling as much distance as possible with these highways. Very nice. No, unsubbed. Oh, by the way, yeah, I noticed you have music now in your stream. Very nice. Where did you find those? Here the tracks were quite immersive. Go to sleep, you little baby. These two guys are bromancing each other again. I like those houses. Placement. Very natural, very Ozark healing. We just finished watching Ozark, the latest season. Have you guys watched that on Netflix? It's quite intense. We are in California again? Oh crap. Okay, slow down to 55.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
I know. There's that thing for music. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. Nice. Oops, sorry. Off the center there. We still have lights on? Yes, we do. In the US, are you required to turn on your headlights the entire day? I think it's only at night.
Please mind the speed limit.
Not like in other parts of Europe. Some specific areas may require daytime lights. This region specific. Ah, I see. Quite tricky, huh? So you would need to know when you're crossing states if there are some specific laws. And daylight headlight section. I think that's exactly what you were pointing at. There are specific regions where that's
Stay
required.
right.
It's nice that there are signs that indicate that though. He's fibbing. Mumbai bussing me. I love this area. If it's raining, yeah, that makes sense. No wonder I always get a ticket. Even in ATS, I think they have that implemented. Ohio is one.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
Really nice area here. Fibber. No, actually, that's a good question because we should be ending the stream now. Let's find a rest area. We'll stop the stream there. Four hours, 10 minutes. There you go. A serious answer from Jack finally. Where is it? You can truck all day. Yikes. It's hard to require daytime running lights as mandatory because of older American production vehicles. If you don't have DRLs, is it sufficient to have your headlights on? Or is that a different thing? Not the case though. The beauty of Sierra Nevada. Nah, I'm not working. Weekend mode for me. Last I knew, Canada requires daytime lights. Which right now, Blah would probably know. To warn horses. Yikes.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
Oh, this doesn't have retarder, so it doesn't slow me down. I think what the others do, they set up the jake brake, they enable the jake brake, and then they hit cruise control.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
And so the jake brake would always engage when No, but it's not working. I guess it's a different key. But I read in the forums that they're able to make it work. Even if you don't have a retarder, you can make the jake brake stop you when you're going beyond the set cruise control speed. But I think it has to be like the up and down, the increase and decrease engine braking, and not just the toggle on and off. They enable auto engine brake. I think I remember I tried that, but it doesn't work. I think the auto engine brake is only when you're braking, stepping on the brakes. It also enables the jake brake, but not with cruise control. You have a button for engine brake. I would imagine you do. With that fancy side panel, that's going to be perfect. Right, I think we'll stop here, guys. This looks like a nice area to rest. Hope we don't end up like those guys though.
Finding new route.
Yikes, scary. I think it actually is. You called it OM. Alright guys, sorry we didn't manage to finish it, but we still have 600 miles to go. So we leave it there for now. Thanks for hanging out with me on this odd day of streaming, but have a great weekend everybody. Don't scrap it. I won't scrap it script. I'll take care of it as much as I can. Have a good weekend. Catch you guys on Discord, and next week we go snow running and Mack antheming. Not anymore Mack R-ing. Thank you. Have a great time everybody. Appreciate the support and appreciate you being here. Thanks for helping out. Hey Morbaz, you're here. Have a good morning. Thanks and bye-bye. Stay safe. Catch you soon. Bye, Mrs. Clumsy.